So after your BSc, you've taken geography.
Sir, after BTech, yes.
BTech.
Geography, yes.
Why?
Sir, actually, the thing is, I studied geography till class 10 and I found it very interesting. But afterwards, since I went with science stream, so geography was not with me. But since I went into civil services examination preparation, so I found geography very interesting. And the thing is that geography is a subject with which is having synthesis of
No,
various
it's a question of
disciplines.
interest or it's a question of marks. You would
Sir,
have
it's a
taken
que-
maths. You would have got 100 out of 100.
Sir, I would say it's out of interest that I took geography.
Or not because it's easy to score more and
No,
maths
sir.
would have been tough.
That was the last thought that came to my mind.
Okay.
I would say it was out of interest.
Okay, Rohit. Does it mean that you act more from your heart rather than your head?
Sir, I would say that.
दिमाग से ज़्यादा दिल से काम लेते हैं?
No, sir, it's not necessarily true that there are times when one has to show some emotional intelligence to show the empathy and compassion towards people who are weaker, who are vulnerable. But an objective decision making is what I believe in, that thinking about all the perspectives.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You are from Burari.
Yes, sir.
This is in North
Delhi. Yes, sir.
Delhi?
Yes, sir.
Beyond Timarpur?
Sir. Yes, sir. It's beyond Timarpur. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is happening to Yamuna? In spite of all the money, it still remains dirty. So what are the causes of pollution and what can be done? Can you throw some light?
Sure, sir. Sir, Yamuna is facing the pollution due to several reasons. A few of them are, the most important ones are that industrial waste industrial effluents get dumped into Yamuna. Those are not treated properly. And due to some settlements which are nearby the Yamuna, they are actually not being noticed. But there are a few settlements which contribute to Yamuna. And sir, at the same time, several religious practices which are being done. Those religious practices also dump their leftovers and all that samagri and all that. That also contributes to Yamuna pollution. And so the huge population burden and the domestic, the waste sewage treatment is not at par as it should be to maintain the standards of Yamuna water.
So what can be done?
So definitely the sewage treatment should be more efficient. Recently in my area, a sewage treatment plant has been set up. It's near the Majlis Park, and it has aimed to serve the sewage treatment for the area which is around, I'm not sure, sir, I would take your permission to tell the exact figure, but it is something around, sir, 6 to 8 kilometers. And at the same time, sir, I believe the noting down of the settlements is very important. And I must say that in the last 2 to 3 years, the religious practices which were being done, they are monitored properly. Separate places are being allocated to them. I would say 100 to 200 meters from there. And likewise, sir, many steps should also be taken.
But even then, during last Chhat,
yes, sir.
These are all foam and unfit for bathing.
Definitely, sir. The ammonia content in the water goes beyond the bearable levels, and due to that, I believe the foam is coming at the surface, and it's not edible, not fit for consumption and the bathing.
Of course, they have stopped throwing from the bridge by
Yes, sir.
putting nets and all that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is Yamuna Pusta?
Sir, yes. Yamuna Pusta is basically bunding that is done, a bund which we say. It is primarily built to control the flooding. I would recall the recent July month where the Yamuna Pusta saved the Burari area from flooding. As my father tells me, it was in 1978 that a devastating flood came to our area in Burari area, and the whole area was flooded. Afterwards, that construction was being done,
including Model Town, all flooded.
So, definitely,
Right
sir.
up to Model
As my
Town,
father tells me, this
first
whole
floor
area.
level.
Yes, sir. Yes, and this pusta is being majorly built to save the area from being flooded. There are several chains of bunds that are created.
But people also grow vegetables in the bed of the river.
Yes, sir. Actually, those are daily wage earners, and those are small marginal farmers. They use the land for growing.
But is contaminated water? I don't know. The vegetables also must be having some health impacts, negative impacts on health.
Yes, sir.
Okay, your subject is geography.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about theory of continental drift.
Yes, sir. Sir, theory of continental drift was put forward by Alfred Wegener. He was from Germany, and he basically stated that the continents are moving. He started that from the very...
Continents are moving.
Sorry, sir. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He basically stated he did not mention the plate tectonics, but he stated that the whole landmass is made up of the upper layer, which is known as the Sial layer, Sial layer basically, and the a major landmass was present, which was known as Pangaea, and it broke up into two, the Laurasia and the Gondwana land, and at the same time.
What evidence he adduced to prove his theory?
Sir, he noticed that the North America and the South America, there was a jigsaw fit, which they exactly fitted in their contemporary Europe and the African continents, and the same geological investigations were there, and the fossil remains were proving that okay, this part has these two parts were once together and they broke away.
Okay, and this Chat GPT
Yes, sir.
is being banned in schools now. Why?
Sir, from the school's point of view, I would say that they fear that children are copying their homework, and the lack of creativity is there, because to write an essay or a homework from themselves is much good for a student rather than just copying it from ChatGPT.
Okay, and your second preference is IPS.
Yes, sir.
Why Delhi is so unsafe for women? It's said that is the most unsafe city for women. Why? What can be the reasons, and what can be done?
So there are a few reasons. Some important ones from them are that firstly, Delhi is a metropolitan area. So basically, the huge immigration which is there, it is male dominant immigration in search of livelihood. So the gender ratio is around 8:68. So the huge immigration. And so second would be that the dark spots which are present, for example, a street is having certain areas where the street lights are not covering the places. So that becomes an area for that. And so certainly the domestic violence is also one of the reasons that women are not treated to respect their dignity.
Okay, my last question. These three new criminal laws.
Yes.
Tell me two takeaways from these three laws. Two improvements.
Sir, first would be that the compensatory jurisprudence which has been brought, it is a step which enables the judiciary, the whole system, to move away from punishment to compensation. And sir, second would be, I would say, the removing of the colonial mindset. Certain laws were there, sedition law and some other laws. So making it a holistic and Indian law. These two things I would be saying that, okay.
These are of general nature.
Yes, sir.
Something specific?
Sir, one is the way the world is changing. Digital evidences are being included there. Electronic evidences are, yes, sir, being involved.
Chaliye, go through them because
Sure,
your
definitely,
second preference is.
Yeah, Judge.
You belong to Delhi.
Yes, sir.
A lot of discussion has been around the geographical misuse, misutilization of the space here. For that, the wetland has been one of the important aspect.
Yes, sir.
What's your view on that? Whether the wetland should continue or whether wetland should be used for the purpose of reclamation or the expansion of the habitat?
Sir, in my humble opinion, I believe that the wetland are one of the most important ecosystems which are present in I would say, specifically talking about Delhi. Sir, they are responsible to control the flooding mechanism because they are actually providing us a way to recharge to basically infiltrate the surface runoff to the ground with the groundwater. And sir, definitely they are having
second impact.
Sir, yes, sir, and definitely that the biological productivity of these areas is high. So migration of birds is a very good point. So
Yes.
tourist attractions can be one reason. And sir, another one I would say that due to the tourism, the economy will definitely.
Do you have any
flourish.
idea which part of Delhi one or two wetlands have been developed in recent times?
Sure, sir. One is the near the Timarpur area. It lies just I would say a few meters from the outer ring road. And sir, so that is that's the one I can remember.
Have you heard of zero carbon footprint?
Yes.
What does it mean? And how it is relevant for the urban, particularly urban areas?
Sir, as per my understanding, zero carbon footprint is basically it's a measure that how much carbon is emitted in order to produce a certain entity. And zero carbon footprint is simply that for, let us say, an X entity, if you are producing it, you need to compensate in such a way that all the input that goes in behind it, there should be a zero carbon emission.
So that is called zero balance.
Yes, sir.
That's called zero balance.
Yes.
So in the urban context, as a citizen, what will you recommend to bring down this zero balance?
So one would be afforestation, obviously, because trees are responsible for carbon remediation. And second would be, sir, using the renewable energy so that the transportation, all the.
What about solar panels and use of electric vehicle?
Yes, sir. Solar panels are definitely a way ahead for the nation. And the use of electric vehicles, as recently Delhi government has enormously increased the fleet of electric buses in their.
Now, you have been in the information technology,
Yes, sir.
and there is a subject computer science engineering.
Yes, sir.
What is the basic difference between these?
Sir, the basic difference is that the elective subjects and 1 and 2 subjects, they are they make all the difference. Rest apart, the core subjects which are there, they're the same.
They're the same.
Yes, sir. Core subjects are same, and rest, some elective subjects and some general subjects, they are different.
How do you think that computerization has helped the government in reducing the true grievances? That is the corruption and resentment because of delay.
So firstly, the corruption, the information technology has enabled efficiency in the system. So the certain loopholes which were there, that physical dealing with the officers and with the employees, it has come to be reduced. And so second, so what was the second one?
that grievances
Grievances.
have
Yes,
come
sir.
down?
Sir, grievances, I would say that since physical dealing has come to has been reduced, so grievances mechanism has become more efficient, and definitely the complaints which are being registered, they are being taken care of with complete efficiency.
That is the dislocation of files, misinformation.
Yes, sir.
So that part is taken care. Okay, fine.
You had said something about Jamna,
Yes, sir.
and you were of the opinion that because of the industrial waste,
Yes, sir.
lot of pollution is taking place.
Yes, sir.
But later on, when you gave example, that was of sewage, which is not exactly an industrial waste. So, can you really specify how much of the Jamna pollution is because of the industries? Because I feel that in Delhi, the total out of the GDP, 90% of GDP is coming from the service sector
Yes, sir.
or the commerce, not from the industry. So I feel that industrial waste is not that much an issue in Delhi in Yamuna pollution. This is my hypothesis. You give your viewpoints in this.
Sir, I don't exactly remember the figures that what is the contribution of industrial waste and the sewage, the domestic waste. But sir, as the Yamuna reaches Delhi, the sewage waste becomes dominant player in polluting Yamuna. Whereas before Delhi, since it's coming from Haryana and all those areas, their industries are a major factor of pollution. Yes, sir.
Okay, coming to your geographical background, India is a much populated country with almost touching about 1000% or about 400% per kilometer, per square kilometer. So at the time of independence, what was the forest cover and what is the present forest cover? And what we have done in this forestry in last 30-40 years. Since 1980, we are talking about forestry plans and other things. Can you say something about it?
Definitely, sir. We have been conscious of the forest cover that was lost in the colonial regime, and to compensate that, to make it better, certain programs like programs which included agroforestry and social forestry. These
No,
were
you're talking too much on that.
Yes, sir.
Specific figure-wise and otherwise, short answers.
sir, I'm not sure about the figures that were there.
But what is your short answer? Like whether we have improved from the what our forest cover in 1947 and what the forest cover presently, whether these forestry activities which have taken place in the last 30-40 years has resulted in forestation or the policies of the government.
Sir, there has not been a major increase, I would say. It has increased slightly, if I were to say that it has increased slightly, something like 2 to 3% only.
Okay, next question. Snow line. What do you know? What is the snow line?
I'm not sure about it, sir.
Okay. Can you define the land of prairies?
Prairies are, yes, sir. Prairies are the grasslands.
At which area they are found? I mean, say, based on the distance from the equator or the distance from the line of Capricorn or the line of other line.
Yes, so they are basically found in the subtropical areas.
What are the subtropical areas?
So the areas which are,
Subtropical? Are you sure?
yes, sir. So,
What is subtropical?
sir, areas lying majorly between 30 degrees on either side of the equator, 30 to 40 degrees. Or either.
Steppes.
So steppes are the temperate grasslands. They lie in the temperate areas. They are, I would say, if the subtropical are in 30-40, they are 40 to 50 degrees. Those are majorly found in the Eurasia, Russia. Yes, sir.
How does an earthquake takes place? Where what is the mechanism of that?
Sir, earthquake is basically the resulting vibrations that we feel due to the collision of tectonic plates.
Where are the tectonic plates?
So tectonic plates are basically beneath the crust. The tectonic plates are present, and
Beneath the crust. What is the thickness of the crust?
sir, it varies on the continents. It is approximately 10 to 12 kilometers,
So,
and in the ocean
it's
it
only
is,
about 15-20 kilometers deep. Kilometers are the tectonic plates.
yes sir,
Okay, you need to check it again.
sure sir.
And which is the land of midnight sun?
Sir, according to me, that is Norway, I believe. Norway is the
Why it is called land of midnight sun?
Sir, the position of Norway is such that it has sun for 6 months. It has daylight throughout its 6 months, and
And what is the delta?
so delta is a landform which is basically a deposition landform formed on the mouth of the rivers as they enter into the sea.
Only then it is a delta. And what are the types of delta? You know what are the types of delta? Various rivers, when they fall in sea or lakes, or so deltas are formed even at that place.
Yes, sir.
There are different shapes of deltas.
Yes, sir. As they enter a major water body.
So, but the shapes are there. You don't know the
Sir,
shapes.
I'm not able to
Okay,
recall as
leave
of
it.
now. Yes.
Now I come to my last question.
Yes, sir.
You studied at Maharaja Surajmal Institute.
Yes, sir.
What is Maharaja Surajmal is known for?
Sir, Maharaja Surajmal was a Jat ruler. He ruled in the Bharatpur area, which lies south of Delhi, and he was a king of Tomar dynasty. And during his reign, he played a major role in several battles. There are several instances which are given of him during
What
the
are,
battle.
can you tell me 2 or 3 instances
Yes,
when he was exactly ruled Maharaja Surajmal? Know the period? You studied at his
yes, sir.
institute, institute named after him.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not exactly sure, but it was in the 1500s.
1500?
Yes, sir.
At the time of Akbar.
I'm sorry, sir. It was. I'm sorry, sir. It was during 1755. It was during 1755 that he came to reign.
Even 1755, Mughal rulers were there in Delhi and
Yes,
this
sir.
area.
Yes, sir.
So check it again. I hand over to
Sure, sir.
Chair.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I think foreign relations you have not been tested with, right?
Sir.
And some of the issues which are current. For example, do you feel that the data protection bill, privacy, that PDP,
Yes, sir.
is a major step towards privacy or guarding the privacy of people in this country? What are the main issues with the, and does it clash with any other law?
Yes, sir. Sir, answering your first question, that digital data protection bill, the act, it is to ensure that the private data, the personal data of the individuals is not being harmed.
Yeah.
It's not being breached. And so, secondly, it definitely it was a requirement, the need of the hour to have such a provision. And so, thirdly, the bill has a clash with the RTI Act.
Good.
It is because of the provisions that certain information can be said no by the authorities on the terms of making it as a personal.
PDP says no.
Yes, sir.
And RTI says that in public interest you can give it. Okay? The RTI Act says that any information which is of private nature cannot be given unless the public, it satisfies the public interest requirements. Whereas the PDP says anything private cannot be given. What is your view? What do you feel is the right thing in a democracy like ours?
Sir, in my humble opinion, I feel that since a private data of an individual is of the utmost importance to the individual, so it should not be hampered with, and it should not be made accessible to any person who is ill-minded. And sir, as per the RTI is concerned, I agree with the RTI's stand as well, that to maintain the public, to maintain the sovereignty, to maintain the integrity.
Then how
of
do
the
you
nation-
reconcile both? He's saying anything private don't give. RTI says no, if anything private, but it is in public interest, national interest,
Yes, sir.
then should it be given or not? And any information which can be given to the parliament should be given to the person. So what is your view?
Yes, sir. Sir, in my humble opinion, I believe that it should be dealt on case-to-case basis. That
No, it is on case-to-case basis, naturally. There is a particular case
yes, sir.
and the man is indulging in corruption.
Yes, sir.
Should it be out or should it be kept as private?
Sir, I think in public sphere, the information should be out to an extent that, for example, as you mentioned, the individual is having corruption allegations and it is confirmed that yes, he was involved there. So the assets can be publicly located. The assets can be mentioned that, okay, this individual has these assets, he got them through ill money.
What is the other problem with the PDP bill, Data Protection Bill, Act? What is the other issue?
Sir, I'll look into it. I'm not able to recall.
Yeah, this is very important
Yes.
because you should look into it. Okay. Now, there is a lot of talk about artificial intelligence, right?
Yes, sir.
And how is artificial intelligence going to help the police and harm the police?
Sir, talking of the helping the police, definitely artificial intelligence, due to it being integrated with the systems like facial recognition and several enforcement operations which police go through. So it will give an advantage to the police to make the search operations, to make the enforcement operations efficient. And sir, as far as the harm it can cause to police, I believe that individuals can, through the use of the ill-trained models in the AI, can definitely do the so there's a term for it, can definitely engage with the police systems, and they can definitely harm the systems with the police.
Fakes are already causing havoc.
Yes, sir. Deepfakes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So that is already you are seeing the harm, and the police has to get into action immediately. Because fakes can be used for many things. It may destroy a social polity. It can create a havoc. If, for example, somebody is seen eating pork or somebody is eating beef,
Yes, sir.
so it can create a huge problem, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, have you read about foreign policy?
Sir, yes.
International relations?
Definitely,
Which
sir,
is the area you like?
Sir, I would say neighborhood and Middle East.
Neighborhood and Middle
Middle
East.
East.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell me, why is a Red Sea called Red Sea?
Sir, I'm not sure about it.
It's the presence of cyanobacteria,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
and it's the heaviest salt content in that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let's ask neighbors, what is easy? Myanmar or Lanka or Pakistan, whichever you choose.
Sir, anything you feel
All right.
to ask? Yes.
What is India's coastline length?
Sir, I don't remember the exact figure, but it is somewhere around 6,500 kilometers. I'm not.
Okay, a little more. You'll reach there. All right. Tell me, the economy of Pakistan rests on the IMF. What was Pakistan very, very dependent on? Just the FTA, what is it? FATF grading.
Yes, sir.
What is that? What is that task force for? And Was it
Sir, the Financial Action Task Force, it's
FATF?
yes,
Huh.
sir. It gives out two lists basically, grey list and the black list. In the grey list, they mention the countries which are doing terror financing, and in the blacklist they mention the countries which are of the serious concerns and which need to be tackled with.
So what happened with respect to Pakistan? It's still doing fine.
Sir, I think Pakistan has its own set of challenges, and it's not going as smooth as it seems.
Not going so smooth. It's begging for everything. The General Asim Maroon, he was in US, he was asking for arms. Here they're asking for food. They're going to Saudi Arabia.
Yes, sir. The thing behind is that the whole country is built on the mechanism of fear. Ever
How
since the time of
many states is it divided into Pakistan?
sorry, sir, I'm not aware of it.
Then your neighbors, you should know well.
Definitely, sir.
POK is what? Is India? I mean,
Yes, sir. POK is definitely India's integral
yeah,
part.
but there is a Balochistan, right?
Balochistan is there, yes, sir.
You know the Durand line.
Durand line, sir, as far as I remember, it is the line which it is sharing with Afghanistan's border, and it lies north of it.
So what is the problem with Durand line?
So the influx of Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan unit, and that area has a huge presence of Taliban, and which basically counters Pakistan military. There seems a problem with that.
Is Forest Rights Act being implemented correctly in India in the right spirit?
Sir, I believe Forest Rights Act has given the rights the rights of the tribal people, and
So tribals are very happy now.
so there are instances of friction between the state and the tribals. Recently, I read a report in which Maharashtra's tribal people were unhappy due to the infrastructural projects which were being continued there. So, sir, I believe the basic functioning of the tribal economy has been supported by the FRA 2006.
Okay, thank you. We'll call you.
Thank you,
for
sir.
your feedback.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
How did you feel about this interview?
Sir, I feel it could have definitely gone better, and I feel that there are certain I should know about the topics in depth, to a certain depth, and the technicalities of the things that you asked. So definitely there is a lot of scope for improvement.
Yeah, you did well though. We felt that you have a good demeanor, a good personality. You talk also nicely. I mean, the way you speak is good, well modulated. Speed is fine. Gestures, your hand is okay. You can use a little bit also here. So that way we liked you as your. Of course, certain areas you will need to sort of look at it, because things like data protection bill or information technology act,
I'll definitely study
these things you should look into. Forest Rights Act is a very important thing because we are talking about marginalized societies, the tribals, what are their problems, police interface with tribals, and that thing which you talked about is very important in Gadchiroli area.
Yes, sir.
Or whether the development is taking place, mining is happening, they are in jaws, police is saying, ki bhai, you go for your job, Nakshals are saying, no, you come for the meeting,
Yes, sir.
So on one hand, you have low violence, but you still have the issues. So you have to have a
definitely, sir.
good perspective. Then your fluency is good, I like that. And some of the answers, but laws, for example, which he asked you.
Definitely, sir. I'll surely study them in depth.
That's important because police is your second choice.
Yes, sir.
And so that will be important. In geography is your area.
Yes, sir. Geography is one.
So the questions Dr. Saab asked, they'll be important.
Definitely,
So
sir.
you'll have to keep that in mind. Anything you would like to say?
Yes. See, you are from Delhi,
Yes, sir.
so there may be Delhi-centric questions.
Yes, sir.
Like
Yeah.
Delhi has a police commissioner system, how it is different from this thing. I asked you about women safety,
Yes, sir.
Yamuna pollution.
Yes.
Yeah, Yamuna pollution. My colleague pointed out that there are less number of industries, but industries can be always forced to have a water treatment system before they release the effluent. Yeah. So it is deeper. And what about the flushing? The flow is not there throughout the year
Yes,
because
flow is.
because Haryana controls the
And
Yes,
one
sir.
thing, sorry
Water.
to butt in, you should know that there was a stipulation that the STP, effluent plants, should be set up. This was a requirement, and there was a World Bank aid also given some time back. And as far as the environmental study after which these industries were there. So those illegal are different, but those who were there were supposed to put up the STPs. What are they now?
Definitely, sir.
And about the construction, are we encroaching upon the natural flow area of the river?
So yes.
Like for
in
that
the-
that function that happened, meditation.
That
Yeah,
Sri
right,
had done that.
right on the bed of the Yamuna.
Definitely, sir. Actually, there is a temple itself, which is something I would say 100 meters from the that started as a temporary small area of I would say 10-20 inch, but then it
asked the
massive.
question also, no? Are you giving any money to clean
Exactly,
up the place?
clean up the
They were
place. Yeah. And then there is a organization called NCRPB. Are you aware?
Mm.
National Capital
National
Region
Capital Planning Board.
Planning
Yes,
Board.
sir.
So what are the objectives? Have they been successful in dispersing the population or the industries, faster communication with the satellite
Yes, sir.
towns and things like, because you are a Delhi boy.
Definitely, sir.
Yeah.
I will surely look into
And the powers and functions of the Delhi government.
it. Definitely, sir.
Yeah, it's stiff with the LG. It has gone to Supreme Court also. Yeah, these Delhi-centric questions can be asked. And our chairman said those 3 laws relating to IPS. And then I asked some question about basketball as well.
Yes, sir.
Why India is not doing well in basketball.
Yes, sir.
And whosoever is doing well, he is not playing for India, playing for America.
Yes, sir. They are going to the leagues that
Yeah.
are there. Yes, sir.
Because they get better money
Better
there.
money, better pay.
Better. Yeah. And a basketball player who died recently
Kobe Bryant, I
Yeah.
remember. Yes.
and for whom he was playing, things like that.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
Okay. All the best.
Oh, no,
Thank you.
And,
see, some Delhi-centric like earthquake,
Yes, sir.
why it is happening frequently, or what is the reason for that? It falls in zone 5 perhaps.
Yes, sir.
Zone 5. Then there is another burning issue regarding the landfills.
Yes, sir.
So that you may.
Definitely.
Women's
sir.
safety, that has not been covered, but you may expect some questions. Then you have said that you have a hobby of with the pets.
Yes, sir.
Menace of a stray dog is a very big
Yes,
problem
sir.
in Delhi.
Definitely.
So you may be asked some questions on that also. Be ready for that.
some
whatever
dog
it is.
lover may ask you a lot of questions, so be prepared. Because pets is a very dangerous
Yes.
area.
Hmm.
And you know, it will be a dog hater or a lover. So dog hater will ask you everything, lover will ask you everything, breeds and
Yes.
so read all that.
Definitely, sir.
So
And last thing, you mentioned 1,80,000 as the annual income of yours.
Yes, sir.
So why haven't you put yourself in EWS?
Sir, actually, my father runs a small car parking, and my grandfather supports us. So it was due to that my grandfather owns land which falls under the category which is beyond the EWS limit.
Oh.
So I think it was injustice to many candidates, because since my grandfather, whenever there is a requirement, he supports us.
But it's your father's income which is important, isn't it?
Exactly.
Sir, out of this thing only, I decided that okay, EWS
Should have.
I should not take.
Anyway, you work hard and you are a good candidate and hope for the best.
Thank you
Okay?
very much, sir.
All right.
Thank you,
All
sir.
the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.